Sublime magnificence. Hey guys, you know what it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent big guy himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with another episode of This Guy Hasn't Seen. And as usual, I am joined by my co-host and runner mate, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Smith.
Hey Omari, thank you for having me back as always. Love being here, love doing this thing, this little movie club that we got, trading things back and forth. One guy's seen, one guy hasn't, and it is the week where you give me something.
Oh yes, it is. You kind of mentioned last week that we have a little bit of you know pattern sometimes to the things that we suggest. And at the end of the thing, I was like, you know what? Let's just keep pattern going. Why not? I suggested 50 cents, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying from 2005, rated R, a tale of an inner city drug dealer who turns away from a life of crime to pursue his passion of rap music. It is written and directed, or it is directed by Jim Sheridan, and it is written by Terrence Winter, and it stars Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, as well as Joy Bryant and many others. Um,
Yeah, so
yeah, so
so
essentially it's 50 Cent's life story. Um,
essentially that's
uh,
the premise, I believe. With, some room for creative license, I'm
mhm.
sure. But yeah, I saw this a long time ago, like around it came out in 2005, so probably around that time. I remember Boondocks making fun of it with like a little scene with just like 50 cents so or die trying or whatever trailer or whatever. They were making fun of it. Like, oh, I wonder if this movie is as bad as it. Watched it, didn't enjoy it a lot, but I was like, after watching Tammy and the T-Rex last week, which was a funny, bad movie, I was like, you know what? Don't believe Bill's seen this. Hopefully this one can it won't be that funny or random, but hopefully this will be a bad movie that if it is bad at least, it at least has some talking points that we can laugh about. Be honest, that is what I was like. It's a movie. We talk about it. Hopefully, it's got a lot of talking points and funniness to it. So I was like, I'll suggest it. I wanted to suggest something else, but like I said last week, it's not out yet for people to watch. So gotta wait. But yeah, Bill, so had you heard anything about the movie for real in the past?
Um, no, I didn't remember in particular the cultural reaction to the movie, but the 50 Cent was gigantic at the time. I mean, that's why the movie got made. I've never been a huge 50 Cent guy. Like, I can't tell you if I've ever just like pulled up Spotify and searched out a 50 Cent song. Um, so. Yeah, never, but I did know, I knew most of his story. Like I knew the bullet points.
Mhm.
I knew his crime history, and I knew him getting shot a bunch of times because that was like when he came out, that was everything. It was
Yeah.
just like 50 Cent, comma, have you heard he got shot nine
Shot.
times?
Yeah. Which I
Um,
mean, if I got shot 9 times and
right, you tell
survived,
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, can't blame him for it. It's just I knew that. So I knew that this was also like, if not semi-autobiographical, fully autobiographical. Um, yeah, and that's about it.
Kind of like as autobiographical as 8 Mile, which
Yeah,
also
I
came
just
out around
read
that
I just
time.
read a snippet from a interview where 50 said that it's about he would say it's about 75% true to life.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess with that, um, guess we'll hop into it. Initial reactions for this movie.
Um I don't know if I really have initial reactions to the film.
Yeah.
Um, I can tell you about how I'm like setting up the movie in my head, lining up the just with the opening scene of the
Yeah.
of the driving to and then the robbery. Just like okay, so Terrence Howard is the emotional hothead friend, and these are all the things that the audience or that the movie, at least I believe, the movie wants you to feel in this moment, so that you're kind of swerved for the ending.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so because of that scene, you're like, all right, Terrence Howard is the emotional hothead. That's going to be trouble for
Exactly.
50. Um, my instinct, my first thoughts were, oh, are they gonna like, is this whole movie gonna be 50 Cent walking around being begrudgingly violent and begrudgingly criminal because of this opening scene? Like, because I
Yeah.
know that that wasn't
It wasn't
like,
the actual
let's
thing.
be real here. Um, and so I was like, oh, is that gonna be what this is? Uh, and then it's it's shot a bunch of times, and then we go backwards. So I'm like, oh, okay. So
That could have been anything.
reset all my expectations then.
Hmm. Yeah, with that Terrence Howard in the opening scene, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot Terrence Howard was in this movie. But yeah, like you said, emotional hothead. Shoot people for no reason. I told you don't shoot nobody. The first thing you do. Well, it's me. That's what I do. I kill people, man. That's how I do stuff. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Um, but yeah, so his character was a trip. But yeah, we go back in the past, pretty much. Dude's mother, drug dealer. Um,
In hindsight, watching the film, that scene still doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's really the one and only scene that he's like that, the one and only moment in the film. Every other,
where he's that unstable. He does have
right?
some hints at
He's
it,
got a couple moments where he's coming up to 50. He's quick to be okay with returning to crime.
definitely.
Like that's definitely a point of character in the early stages when they're still trying to make 50 a rapper. Um he's definitely like, should we do what
Gun.
we do best
Gun.
kind of thing. But yeah, I don't feel like
Yeah.
he's for how he is, like you
Oh,
said in that moment,
yeah,
he's just
yeah.
like,
I guess
"No, I
not
just kill
the
people, man, because I'm a killer." Like, no, I mean you are, but you are also not.
yeah. I feel like to that point, the I'm a killer. No, I was just talking about the hot-headed, crazy
Yeah.
aspect. We had hints of that. But when I think about it, if maybe that's him real that's one of those he's he's regretted the fact that he shot and he's like, that's what I do, because it's what I am at the end of the day. I'm a killer. I kill people, you know. And
Yeah.
then he's like, oh, now I'm a this. I thought we were buddies. Anyway,
No, that's accurate. That's
because I feel
yeah.
like Terrence Howard was one of the main people really trying to like be in character and act in this movie.
Bro.
This
Bro.
dude,
Um uh uh V- uh Viola Davis
mhm,
and her husband, 50's grandfather, and then Joy Bryant, 50's girlfriend, are doing the best that they can. Are doing the best that they can. I mean, goddamn, that monologue at the end with Viola. Ugh, she's putting in some effort for this film. For this film. Um, yeah, that's, I mean, but like, when you, if you want to, because like, I mean,
yeah,
50's bad. He's real bad. Like, he's real bad in this. I mean,
I'm a gangster, Grandpa.
like, what, like, I get his story is fascinating, but it's also fascinating because it's a real life, it's a gangster movie played out in real life. Like that's kind of why it's fascinating, is because it's real life. And then when you depict that story in a film, we've already seen that film a bunch of times, so it doesn't end up being that special. So when you put that into it and then add 50 to it, man, like I feel like that's because I'm just fresh. Like the movie just finished for me. So
Yeah,
that Viola,
same.
that scene in the house where he's packing up and heading to the concert is so fresh in my mind. And I feel like it really stands out right there in that moment when Viola is full face tears, fresh off of an amazing monologue about the struggles about being a poor black mother in this city, and then 50 is just like I'm gonna be all right. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The majority of 50 scenes, they were not good. But yeah, Terrence Howard, Viola Davis, the dad as well, and the wife, Joy. You said Joy Taylor was the wife?
Joy Bryant.
Joy Bryant. Yeah. But yeah,
Joy
no.
Bryant is the girlfriend towards the back half of the film.
Yeah.
Um, I really liked I did like the young 50 sequences and with mom and stuff. That was
Hmm.
that was that was I don't remember like that kid has been in other things that I've seen, and he's always a pretty
Yes.
solid child actor.
I agree. Um, how many seconds did it take you to be like, well, clearly magnificent, right? Is it magnificent? Majestic. How quickly did you put it together that Majestic was the killer to the mom?
Um, uh, uh, uh,
Or did you not suspect him at
I
all?
mean,
No.
I like at some point he was on my suspect list.
Yeah.
I assumed we were going to find Rick James again at some
Mm,
point, and he was going to kill, and he was going to
gotcha.
kill him, and we were to just assume that
The actual
that's at least
killer.
resolution for the character,
Yeah.
whether that was the real murderer or not. Yeah, I was thinking more of mom's murderer is just kind of being a like he's gonna kill somebody for it, but she was a fucking drug dealer in New York City. Like it
Yeah.
could have literally been anybody kind of thing.
True. I didn't immediately I said how many seconds early on, but
Right.
I didn't immediately when I first saw the movie. It was in the car when he asked him like as adult, so we gonna find Slim? You got any more words on him? No, man, how many times I gotta tell you about that? No. Let it blow over. Don't worry about Slim. Move on. You know what I mean? It was his standoffish way of like, stop worrying about your mom's killer. Who cares if you ever find him? Just move on from that, man. I need
Mm.
you to do this other stuff, and I'm also just gonna keep being real shady throughout the movie. Also, my
I mean,
name is
yeah, he's an incredibly
Majestic.
shady character.
Also, my name is Majestic, which is not really that much of a like gangster name to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nor is he like I liked the job the actor did for what he was given and everything, but he's also not the dude that's so badass that he pulls off making Majestic a gangster name. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you
Hmm.
can have a lame name, and but no one's gonna tell you that.
Well, sometimes they'll call him Danger.
No, Dangerous was the rapper that he was the
Right,
light-skinned
right.
rapper.
Yeah.
But that was like his like poster. That was his project outside of the game communities. He was getting dangerous over as a rapper, but they were pretty much synonymous because Majestic was doing all this other stuff. Like he wanted to say magnificent. Majestic was doing that stuff. But as the movie goes on, I like the Godfather character.
Majestic is supposedly based on Ja Rule.
Makes sense when he started
Or no,
talking all that shit.
I'm sorry, no.
Dangerous. It's gotta be dangerous.
Dangerous is
It's gotta be
supposedly
dangerous
based
because
on
based
Ja
off of Ja
Rule,
Rule.
and Majestic is based off of Preem.
Okay. Yeah, no, Dangerous being based off of Ja Rule makes all the sense in the world because he just starts dissing him on every fucking like track and talking about him. And we all know what happened in real life between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Kids, who's Ja Rule? Exactly the point. So
50 Cent murdered that man lyrically.
yeah, like
I mean, and not even humongously lyrically. I don't know. I'm not a big 50 Cent guy.
I
Like,
mean same, but
there's a couple of game tracks that I'll go to. So of that era of like new rappers coming, I guess I leaned more West Coast in that regard. Um, but yeah, I was never a huge 50 dude. Like the yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, after his beef with Ja, like you never
I
heard Ja Rule
really
again.
yeah, I really
Next time I
didn't
heard Ja
with Ja.
Rule was him having a hand in that fucking Fire Fest.
Same.
That's literally the next time I heard about Ja Rule.
Oh my goodness. Ja Rule, man. No, that makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, I thought it was funny when he was like, when I go so yeah, he goes through the crime and stuff. He goes to jail, meets Terrence Howard in a scene I was not prepared for because I completely forgotten it was gonna be there. The fucking shower attack scene. I was like, all right, did not remember this happening in the movie. Fair enough. But Terrence Howard's character saves his life. Bama. He's like, where you from? Yo, you from Alabama? Nah, from Carolina. Why they call you Bama? Because I ain't want them to call me Lina. Friends for life. Just in prison. And he's like talking to him and stuff. And that's when I started to realize, like, when he tried to have those like mentor scenes outside the jail cell where he's just like, this is what you got to think about life, man. So and so, so and so. And it's like, man, Terrence Howard is actually trying right now. He is. Thank you, Terrence. You're one of the shining lights in this movie. But yeah, he decides to start
Yeah,
recording
yeah, I'll
music.
say that. I'll say that. I'll agree. I'm not usually a huge Terrence Howard guy, but there are times outside the prison during his managerial role where I he is the standout of the scenes that he's in.
Mhm.
It may be because a lot of them are with 50 and four quiet dudes. Um,
But still,
but yeah, he's
he
holding those scenes together. He is.
yeah. Yeah, I did like him throughout the movie. Not necessarily just the prison. That's just what I realized, like, hey, but like you said, he's also juxtaposed to 50 Cent in those scenes. So you got someone giving zero versus someone giving any. Gonna like it. But no, in prison, he makes the whole rap. He starts making like he starts coming up with raps, and I don't know how he got the recorder to do it and release the CDs so everyone could sing his "When It Rains It Pours" song. And like the security guard, "When it rains and pours," and like okay, and that's when Terrence Howard like, "I'm gonna be your manager." What? I'm getting out of prison before you. Hit me up in Cleveland. JK, I'm waiting for you when you come out of prison, yo. Let's do
Mhm.
this. But while he was in prison, the Godfather character, Levar, this guy, but just whispering and just kinda, I'm gonna talk like this the whole damn time.
Bill Duke.
I'm not sure if this is being picked up on Zoom or
It
if you
is.
can even hear me, but you motherfuckers better behave while I'm gone. Like, I thought it was funny just how he
Who
just kept it.
authorized that hit?
Who authorized the Colombian hit? Oh yeah, there's a war with the Colombian gang throughout the movie that keeps going on and off.
Hmm.
The two gangs don't
Well,
like each
because
other.
because Omari, the middle of this movie, is be real, is like the slowest, most boring drug kingpin come up that we've seen a billion times,
I was hoping
and
there
it's
was so much
somehow yeah,
more.
it
I,
was
I was hoping
that
there
that
was so
middle.
much more action in this movie than there is. Because I'm with you. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like, whatever. Man, we only cared about one thing, getting paid and getting laid. Motherfucker, that's two things, first off. Second,
Yeah, it's that middle chunk could have been like this movie is abusive at 2 hours.
I don't,
And
I'm
especially
not gonna lie. I was expecting it to be an hour and a half,
yeah.
real
Uh
short.
and then especially when you're watching it with commercial breaks via Tubi. Um
Oh,
uh
my goodness.
yeah, did you rent it, fully rent it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just rented it.
I went ahead and Tubied it, and it gives you the full movie, but you're gonna have those like four commercial breaks inside of it. So man, like when I was at hour 13, it felt like it had been the longest hour and 13 minute. Like I felt like I had done so many things inside of my brain in that hour and 13 minutes.
You
And I
been
was like,
hour and
we're only at
13
an hour and
minutes.
13.
You been hour 13 minutes when you first said hour 13. I thought you were just being super hyperbolous.
Oh,
Like when I was
it
at
felt like
hour
hour
13, yeah, I
13.
know. Like when I was at
Yeah.
hour 13 of this fucking movie, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh no, an hour and 13.
Yeah, 1 hour and 13 minutes.
I
As
was
the
about when I was also like, yeah, but yeah, they had like a shooting montage and stuff at one point where the people getting shot. I'm already forgetting it though. But yeah,
right, yeah, he was like,
while
we
he's in
shot the
prison,
Colombians, they
yeah,
shot
to
us.
us,
Yeah,
and then we shot them again. It's like, okay, somebody else gets shot. Meanwhile, 50 goes to prison. LeVar leaves town, and fucking Junebug and his hating ass just comes up. And that dude was just just had an angry, hating face the entire movie. Every time I saw him, just like this hating ass individual. Um, he comes and just shoots a cop for seemingly no reason, but it turns out it was to frame LeVar so that Majestic could kind of take over as the new kingpin and just everybody believe him while he's ripping out a dude's teeth like he set him up. Motherfucker, you set him up. Take his teeth out. Ugh. Nobody gonna be like, nah, that's weird, man. He had no reason. And you a weird dude, Majestic. I'm thinking it's you. It was who shot who. But anyway, 50 gets out, thinks he's cleaning it up, but then he goes rapping against Dangerous and Majestic and just like, I'm gonna go ahead and rat out that he killed the cop too. I'm gonna do this. And so now everybody hate him because he is snitch on that. And then he got his friend who he met on the street early on in the movie, just like, hey, yo, man, if you ever need me to do something for you, I got you. Which anytime a motherfucker just walks up on you and says that, don't trust them, especially in this kind of movie. I don't trust you. But there you have it. Yeah, so he goes in there and he starts playing both sides against each other. Not sure what the point is, but 50 Cent's getting bigger. His music starts playing in Majestic's club. The dude is singing along with the music. Bitch, fuck you at the table.
Majestic's just slowly getting more and more pissed.
Yeah, it's like one thing with Majestic's girl singing the song, but then you, the peon, are gonna start singing along with the part that says "fuck you." Like, are you stupid? I'm surprised he didn't kill your ass right there. 'Cause Majestic's a fucking, he's that kind of dude. Anyway, we kind of fast forward a bit to we
Yeah,
need
I
some
liked
money.
I mean them trying to play with the like this dude is like he's that weird kind of crazy where he's like, "No, I love you so much I have to murder you." kind of thing. Like when that dude reports to him and he's like Marcus is dead. He's like, Marcus isn't dead, motherfucker. And he's like, what do you mean Marcus ain't dead? I shot him 9 times. And the dude was like, you shot him 9 times? And then immediately stabs him. And you know from that character's angle, it's because he didn't want Marcus to.
Yeah.
That's a level of disrespect that he didn't want. He wanted like a clean assassination death kind of thing. Um, so I do acknowledge that they're trying something with that. I don't know if it fully lands.
Mhm.
But I do like that they're trying to do something where it's just not just like just a standard, no, you dissed me, no, you're not a drug guy anymore, and you like there's only one way to exit the game, and it's in a box kind of deal. It's like this like, no, I loved you, like he's a weird, overly passionate, like fucked up guy kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
they're trying something.
I can agree with that. And yeah, 50 gets shot, goes through his depression painkiller phase before his wife gives him a super monologue to snap him out of it.
I mean, that's
And a
what's
very
so like all the best parts of this movie are just like people giving super monologues to 50 just going, yeah.
50 Cent forced to mumble more than he naturally does. But yeah, he throws out his painkillers. He's like, I mean, he's still got the like cast and stuff on. So it's not even like he's full on abusing the painkillers. Like he's been healed for weeks. It's what so I'm like, dude, I get the point. You have to throw them all out. Keep at least one vial. You don't know what's going to happen. But then again, I've been blessed enough to never need that heavy of a painkiller. I don't even try to take Tylenol that much. But the bottom line is we keep going through the movie. Um, and now he's just out of nowhere, super big, and he's got a scheduled show at Majestic's club. And people are like, Majestic, you ain't gonna let him come in here and dish you in your own fucking club, is you?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the movie, if that's the thing that the movie is like, no, you know this part. But I would assume it's like, it's the legend status and the street cred grows to that. And then he has a couple of mixtapes that drop, a couple of
Yeah.
diss tracks that drop. And so it's just that he's like 50 before record labels found him. It was just that like, yo, that dude who literally used to sell crack and then got shot 9 times. Now he's doing music about selling crack and getting
Getting
shot
shot
nine
nine
times.
times. Yeah, that's fair. But it was just one of those, and like you said, there is the whole this part, I guess, aspect of it too. But it's just in a movie that's already 2 hours long, I'm not asking for it to add
Right, that's what
more,
I'm saying.
but I
Like
kind of
it's
wish
weird to
the
choose that.
substance, yeah, I kind of wish the substance was a bit more mixed.
Yeah. Like fucking the middle 45 minutes should be a 15-minute montage.
I can
And
agree
then
with
you have a
that.
lot of other like like everything from um the like after school lesson on this is how you make crack, kids, um to like 3 minutes before the job that gets him arrested the first time should
Yeah.
should be a single song montage, frankly. Not even 15 minutes. That's being generous. Like it could be a very quick thing. We have, like I said, we have seen that story so many times. I get that Curtis Jackson is special because it actually happened to him.
Yes.
And we're not just watching a Denzel Washington film that somebody just like thought of and wrote down. That this is based on his real life. but we've still seen that story a bunch of times. So we could get a very brief, very quick bullet points of it, and then once it's done, be immediately up to speed. Oh, okay, he's got his drug empire now. They found crack, and now he has his drug empire. Cool.
Yeah,
And then we're and then we're 5 minutes away from him being in jail, which means we're 20 minutes away from him being a rapper, and we're an hour away from the end.
yeah. But I agree with that sentiment. I do. But anyway, he gets to the club, and that's when we get the little final showdown. Majestic, like, I can't let you go out there. And he tries to propose something to him. I forget the exact question, but 50 Cent just responds so instantly with no. Like, like, damn. All right. Like, come on, man, you can't go out there. And then eventually he gives him the hug, and then he has his fucking scar moment. The I killed Mufasa. He's like, I killed your mother and shamed her beforehand. And it's like, damn. And then blah 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 blah. Attack, attack. Eventually 50 Cent tries to move on and go out to the stage. He goes after him. And I love and one of the things I like about Terrence Howard's character is he's how on point he is when it comes to like self-defense and all that kind of stuff. Like they
Hmm.
tried to sneak up on him in the bar. He just casually revealed the gun off the newspaper, like, don't you let them come in here. And the guy's like, no, no, no. Or this guy where he's just bam, what's wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Way back early in his character when he's like he's fidgeting behind me. When I don't trust somebody, I'm always right. Kind of
And if I'm
thing.
not, yeah, if I'm not right, yeah, I'm always right. Because even if I'm wrong, I could have been right, which means I would have been wrong. And I could have been wrong, and I may have been right. And it's like, and 50 Cent, that's one of those times where I do like 50 Cent's delivery where he just kind of looks at him after he says it the first time. It's like, makes sense.
I got it. It's like when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I could been right, so I'm still right because I could have been wrong, you know? And I'm sorry because I could be wrong right now. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, and then 50's like, "What'd you just say?"
Yeah. At first
Let
he's
me
like,
write that
makes sense.
down
And then
because
he's
he's in
like,
music mode, you know?
yeah. It's like, I'm right. I'm right. I could be right. But Eddie was right. Don't trust the dude. To be fair to him, he was correct. And you think with the tropes that he is clearly a part of, the light-skinned crazy dude, you expect if anybody's it pops up a
They see
lot.
their own.
It pops up a lot in the fucking what you call it in black movies. The light-skinned crazy friend, especially the gang violence one.
Yeah, the overly emotional, quick, short temper dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, up, sure enough, here he is. And he turns around and he's like, what did he say? Oh no, you would expect him to be the traitor, the guy that shot him in the street, but it was the other dude. And so it's like, no, he actually meant what he said when he was like, we riding together. I thought, because for a while I was like, wait, what happened to Bama after he got out of the hospital and I didn't see him anywhere? But right when I typed the note, where's Bama? It cuts to him on the grill cooking. I'm like, oh,
What's
there he
up,
is.
friends?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like, oh,
never
there he is.
mind.
Cool shit. I like, so they made up. But yeah, not too much more to talk about with the movie for real.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's
Oh,
like
50
it's like
Cent's facial
Titanic.
hair.
We know it's gonna hit the iceberg.
Yeah,
Like,
50 Cent's facial hair. At one point, he it changed for a lot of scenes, but there's one scene where he kind of had like the bad stubble that I got going on, but he also had like a line slash thing going on weird looking ass beard, had a different like mustache beard combo for another scene. They couldn't keep it consistent. It was fucking weird. That's all I wanted to say.
Is that his passage of time trigger? Is
I
that what
don't
that's supposed to
even
be?
know. No, because it's like even within like one scene to the next scene, like we're not that a lot of time has passed. It just looked weird.
Hmm.
But hey, he's 50 cents and I'm, me, so clearly he's doing something right. At
I
least
mean,
it's because to
wasn't
making
he
money.
like early stock adopter of vitamin water or some shit like that?
I do
Like,
believe so, yeah.
I feel like he was early in on some product that like
I do believe it was vitamin water, or that was one of them. Could be something else. But either way, hate it and love it, underdogs on top. You know what I'm saying? But is he on top with this movie? What did you think? I think we kind of went ahead and said what we thought. But
I mean, there's my classic scale of of a good, a good bad, a bad good, and a bad bad. I think unfortunately this falls more on the side of the bad scale.
yeah,
It's a bad film that doesn't give you a ton of things to be enjoyable about because it's a bad film. It's just kind of slow. It
yeah.
hits a lot of tropes that you've seen before.
And not
Um,
in the best way. Like
yeah, like do they even use? Do they even end up using any 50 Cent like big hits? Like
big hits, no,
there's
they're
songs
all
made
like,
for this movie, but they avoid all of the get rich or die trying singles like
yeah,
the In
which
the
was weird.
Club and Candy
Yeah.
Shop and I know there's at least two others that I could.
Unless they were just trying that little bit to be like, no, this isn't 50 Cent, guys. I mean it is, but it isn't.
I
See,
mean, yeah,
this is
most of the songs are 50 Cent. It's just they're songs that I'm not incredibly
yeah,
familiar with.
yeah,
But it's 50 Cent because of the guy rapping on them. Um, he's pretty distinct. Um, yeah, it's just kind of and then the cherry on top. Like it's one thing if this was just like a very fast-paced moving thing and like fast dialogue and stuff, but it's slow in pace and feel and then the cherry on top is almost every scene has 50 Cent as a primary character, and he's just not an actor. I know he's continued to do things here and there occasionally, and maybe he's developed a little bit more, but this is the first and only thing that he had ever acted in at that point. Um, and it's just not. He's just pretty one note. He's
yeah. I'm in a similar boat. I was hoping this would be. I knew it would be on the bad side of the scale, one way or the other. Because like I said, saw it like years ago, and it's not like I really had the big urge, like let's watch it till recently. But I was kind of hoping it would be good, bad, or at least that if he had the bad acting, we could laugh at that. If there was other things, or at least some action movie, moments. But it's built up a lot as an action movie, and while there is some, there's not enough to even be like it's just stupid action fun. Christopher Walken just walked in and shot the dude for no reason. Just bam, who is you? Like that shit. I like that movie. That if this was like closer to that in length and pacing. I think it would have been better. But I'm with you. It's on the bad side. There's worse out there. I do think some of the acting performances in it keep it from being the absolute worst for me. But that said, yeah, not a good movie. I don't think it's a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, or it should be a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I wouldn't say like it, too much higher. But yeah. So there you have it. Get rich or die trying. 50 Cent chose to do both because he died in the back of that pickup truck,
Yes, he did.
but he came back. Doesn't matter how many men wish death upon him. So, Bill, what are we watching next?
Well, Omari, there was a loss in the acting and film world just a little while ago now. Mr. Gene Hackman. And I was racking my brain on something we could pick to represent his work. And I'm going to go with Unforgiven next week here
Unforgiven.
on This Guy Hasn't Seen.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and check that out. You can check out our other shows too. Mock Draft on Mondays, Whatever We Want, Whenever It Happens with Super Jazz on Wednesdays.
Super Jazz.
And then on Saturdays, we've got You Don't Watch Sports. Two guys, three topics. Help you sprinkle a little information into your casual sports conversation. Be your guiding light through the seed that is casual sports talk. I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means. Bill, you got anything else you want to say to the folks? No, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week for Unforgiven, Unforeseen. What's this? Whatever.